Coffee and Convo, y'all. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody here in the building, man. I appreciate you guys as always. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider. I got my brother in the building. Shilmore is definitely in the building. Big Mike Raider, what's up, bro?
Man, what's good, bro? Hope you're doing better. Everything's good on your end. Everything's good here. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody in there supporting, man. You know, let's get this thing started, bro.
Yes. And for those who are not subscribed to my brother yet, man, make sure you guys go to YouTube, type in Big Mike Raider. If someone can, please put it in the chat. You guys make sure you subscribe to my guy, man. Planet Raiders, Shilmore, we're all over the place, man. But salute to my brother Big Mike, man. He puts on a great show over there. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Other than that, you guys, we are already almost 220 deep in the chat. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up, and also hit that subscribe button, man. We're about 500 away from 20K. I think we can get there before week one. It would be such a blessing, man. I have a giveaway, already in mind that I want to do, man. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Also, thank you once again to everybody here in the building, man. You guys could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us. We're going to break down this 53-man roster. I'm going to pick my brother's brain on this one. I want to get his opinion, his takes on who is going to make this roster. And I'm going to kind of nitpick a little bit and kind of give my ones and twos on it as well. We kind of touched on this a while ago on Big Mike's channel, but now we finally have some football that we can actually, we got a chance to watch some football. So now we can kind of go off what we've seen. We have one more game, you guys. We have one more game this weekend against the Dallas Cowboys. So this is kind of early, but why not? You know what I mean? And there's a difference, right, Big Mike? Because we hear that there's some kind of stars at training camp, and then they kind of don't show up at preseason, in these preseason games. And we're like, no, like, where is Adam Plant Jr., a guy that everybody was talking about, right? There's a few players that I'm like, do they still make this roster based off of what they did in training camp and not in preseason? Does this coaching staff see a glimmer of hope? Do they think Adam Plant will look different playing against these, next to these starters? Maybe he makes this roster over Malcolm Kuntz, who is playing really well in during preseason right now. There's some things we're going to talk about, you guys. Real quick though, man, let me get this super in real fast. Shout out to my dog Joe on the $10 special. Let's get this one out the way. Amit can't make the final roster. I'm sorry. I like the hustle, but oh God, the minute that man took the field, we made the Rams offense look efficient. Salute to my dog Joe. We're definitely going to get to the corner spot pretty quick, Joe, because that is definitely one of the most interesting rooms that we have on this roster. We're definitely going to get there soon. I promise you. Shout out to my dog, Joe. And salute to everybody in the comment section with that content. Shout out to B, too. I see my little bro in the building. Shilmore is definitely represented very well right now in the chat. Salute to the 300-plus people in the building. Make sure you guys wipe them feet. Let's get to it, man. There's two positions, you guys, that I don't really want to talk about too much. I think we already know what it is. The quarterback position, we know that Jimmy G is going to be QB1. Brian Hoyer, yes, he had an up and down game against the Rams. He has some pretty good throws, has some terrible throws. And Aiden O'Connell, which has been phenomenal for us in these two preseason games, and he's looked really good at training camp as well. I think that at this point, they have the whole Brock Purdy rule now where you can keep a third quarterback and they do not take a roster spot. Mike, is there any difference? I got Jimmy Aiden O'Connell at QB2 and Brian Hoyer is the guy that's going to hold the clipboard and help the young pup get acclimated to the offense. Do you think anything different?
That's status quo to me, bro. That's 1, 2, and 3 to me.
Okay. And another one, special teams, a long snapper, Boba Moyer that came over from Denver this offseason, Daniel Carlson, AJ Cole. I mean, that's pretty simple, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's
okay.
6 down, 47 to go.
Yep, let's get it. So let's get to the meat and potatoes of this.
Yes, sir.
The running back position. Last year, what did we keep? We kept 6?
We kept 6. We kept 6 last year.
And they definitely counted the fullback, Jakob Johnson. Yep. Let me know, man, what do you have right here at the running back position? How many do we keep? And who are your guys to keep an eye on to make this roster?
So this year I'm keeping 5. Keeping 5 this year. You got to put Josh Jacobs in there.
Okay.
Amir Abdullah, of course. Zamir White. Brandon Bolden. You're not going to like this one. And Jacob Johnson. McCormick. Britton Brown there on the outside looking in. Damian Williams will be cut when it's time for cut.
So, you guys know I love Sincere McCormick. I'm his agent.
Yeah.
But I agree. I'm going to be honest. I think Josh Jacobs, we already know, running back 1. He'll be here before week 1. Samir White is their guy that they drafted out of Georgia in their first draft in the 4th round. Amir Abdullah, yes, he's going to make this roster. We brought him back on another 1-year deal. He's very active in the passing game as well. They want guys that can do it all. Amir can run the ball, get it done in the passing game. Brandon Bolden's going to be that emergency running back. He'll be more of that special teams guy, but he definitely makes this roster. Jakob Johnson is going to be that other guy. I think Sincere is placed on the practice squad. I think Britton Brown may be cut completely, but I agree with you. Sincere had 2 TDs against the Niners that first preseason game, but let's just be honest, outside of that hearing really good things at camp, really good things, but it hasn't really translated to the first 2 games of preseason. So I agree. Josh, Zamir, Abdullah, Brandon Bolden is that emergency running back, Jakob Johnson. I got 5. And one of the reasons is also because that wide receiver room is deep. So, we may keep an additional receiver. Also, that corner room is pretty stacked. And they may want to keep an additional corner on this roster. Also, keep an eye on that tight end room. The way Cole Fotheringham is playing, they may say, let's keep him and Jesper Horsted. Who's to say? But I'm going to go with 5 this year and 1 away, -1 from last year. So I agree with you.
I got a little, I want to throw a little wrench in there, right?
Okay.
Say Josh Jacobs doesn't show up. Say he doesn't show up for whatever strange reason he doesn't show up. Who's going to be that 5th running back? Who would you throw in there instead of, because you need to replace Jacobs for
Yeah.
So
Sincere McCormick. I'm going to keep Sincere. I know you're going to do Damian Williams, right? You're going to keep a veteran?
I'm keeping Damian Williams and keeping McCormick practice squad.
Okay.
I think that's the reason why they brought in Damian Williams, just in case he's kind of that emergency running back down the line if Jacobs doesn't show up. So Damian Williams stays on this team is contingent upon whether Josh Jacobs shows up or not. That's what I think. And I think regardless, I think Sincere McCormick is going to the practice squad.
Between Damian Williams, Amir Abdullah, and Brandon Bolden, that may be the oldest running back room in the league.
Yeah. That's a big concern to me.
Yeah.
That's a big concern to me. That's more of a reason why we need Josh Jacobs to show up.
Yeah. No, and Primos, I hear you, bro. I want some youth. I want to add some youth to the room. I know we got Zeus. He's young, 2nd-year guy, but that is an old running back room. That's an old running back room. It is, man. But it is what it is.
I just don't think he's ready, man. I think he needs to be polished a little bit more.
Yeah.
He's fresh off that injury. I think he needs to, hit the practice squad a little bit. And I mean, I know that's not your thing, bro. I know you don't like that, but man.
Look, I agree with you, man. Sincere needs to show us something this upcoming game against the Cowboys. He needs to go out there and completely ball out in order to really even be a thought of making this roster at this point.
Right.
I think it's clear cut. He's a practice squad candidate at this point. Real quick, man. Salute to everybody here in the building. So how many people do we have right there, Mike? We got 5 back.
We got 5, and then I'm counting 5. I'm counting the 5 special teams and 2 quarterbacks, since that third quarterback doesn't count against the 53.
Okay.
So
I like
altogether, we got if you count the 2, the 5, and then the other 3, that's 10 right there.
Okay, boom. Let's get to another very interesting room right here. This is going to be very, very difficult for Josh McDaniels and Zeke and these guys to sit down. Well, not really Zeke, but for these guys to sit down and really look at this room and say, wow, because we are very stacked at the wide receiver position right now, bro. And that's a very good problem to have in a passing league in today's world. To have this many guys, this is going to be a very, very interesting cut day. What do you have right now? How many first do we keep at the wide receiver position?
I want to keep 7 so bad, but we're keeping 6.
I agree. I want to keep 7, but definitely 6. And I know who's going to be the guy out, and it's hurting my soul. But go ahead. I want to hear what you got.
But you know what? You might think otherwise, and I'm gonna give you a reason why.
Okay.
I know Cam Sims is your guy. I'm gonna get it straight to the punch. I think he makes his squad.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why I think he makes the squad is because of fit and utility and what he brings to the table that everybody else doesn't necessarily bring. Now, you got a Dorsett who's a speedster, right? We already got speedsters. We got DeAndre Carter. We got Trey Tucker who can do the same thing.
Yeah.
So I think that because of that, Dorsett's on the outside looking in, and I'm making Cam Sims that number 6 receiver. Of course, we got Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, Trey Tucker, DeAndre Carter, and then Cam Sims to top it off right there. That's who I have as my 6. Okay.
Now, I want to go against what I want Cam Sims to make this roster. I think he's a great red zone, type guy. We can utilize him in the red zone. Big body dude, 6'5". I think I would definitely keep Cam Sims.
Yep.
The New England effect, man. Philip Dorsett, a guy that, has familiarity with these guys. I agree with everyone that you said. I think for some strange reason, they take Cam Sims out. I think he's a practice squad candidate, and they keep Philip Dorsett. He had a big game for us, over 70 yards this past game. I think it's DeAndre Carter, Trey Tucker, Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, who was Trey Tucker, right? Did I say Tucker? And Philip Dorsett. I think Keelan Cole, which has had a really good preseason for us. I think he's a guy that's going to be a practice squad guy as well. But for some strange reason, I think that they have, even though we brought what's our boy's name that we brought over? Scott, what's his name? The offensive quarterbacks coach from the Commanders.
Man,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I know that he probably had some say in bringing Cam Sims over. A lot of guys in that fan base were upset that they didn't keep Cam Sims, but I love the measurables. I think that he could be a really, really good option in the red zone. But I think that they keep Dorsett, man. I do, and like you said, and I said this yesterday. Oh, Jacoby Myers as well, Graham. That's a guy that's clear cut. You know what I mean? That's
our number 2.
Yeah, he's number 2. So Devontae Myers, DeAndre Carter, Trey Tucker, Hunter Renfrow, Philip Dorsett. Even though me personally, I want Cam Sims over him, but Scott Turner, there we go, Primos, a guy that I know that is very familiar with, Cam Sims, and but I don't know, man. I would love to keep that height, and have him out there, but I have this feeling they're going to give him the Brandon Bolden treatment, bro. I really do.
Yeah, I can see that too. Now. Correct me if I'm wrong, bro. I know that Josh McDaniels is one of those guys that kind of he picks guys that has utility, fills a certain role, right?
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I went with Sims, is because Sims does things that none of these other receivers necessarily do. He's that 50-50 ball guy. We saw it in the game against the Rams when Aiden O'Connell dialed him in for that 50-50 ball.
Yeah.
So that's something that we can possibly see in the future, him in that red zone being that threat. I can see that. I can see him kind of fulfilling that role, being that one guy that Josh McDaniels kind of designates as that 50-50, red zone guy. Or I can also see that they're building an identity. We're going to be fast and we're going to outrun you. We're going to outspeed you. So it just depends on what kind of philosophy that we're looking at, and depending on who they pick out of those final 6, whether it's Sims, whether it's Dorsett, that'll tell us what kind of identity they're trying to go with.
I think it's going to be both. I think they utilize that speed to get to the red zone, and then you have that big body option like Cam Sims to help get you over the top. You know what I mean? So in a perfect world, you keep 7. Like, let's keep Cam and Philip Dorsett. Keep them. I mean, why not? Like, so that's definitely an option because this wide receiver room is very deep, and I guarantee you, there's going to be some other teams sitting there waiting, saying, "Oh man, that's low hanging fruit right there. We need that because there's already a lot of teams dealing with wide receiver issues right now with injuries and all the other stuff. So, man, I would love to keep Cam Sims. You guys, this is not me saying that. Look, you guys know I've been a huge advocate for Cam Sims and Sincere McCormick. I'm going based off of what I think this regime is going to do and not what I would want to do. Right. And I think that Philip Dorsett is going to be that Brandon Bolden of the receiver room. That's just, it is what it is. But in a perfect world, you keep 7, keep it moving. So we pretty much agree at this point outside of the Cam Sims, Philip Dorsett, Devontae, Trey Tucker, Jacoby Myers, Hunter Renfrow, DeAndre Carter. You got Cam. I got Philip Dorsett. Oh, yeah, Dorsett.
Yep.
All right. So how many is that right there, Big Mike? What we got so far?
So that's 16 total. So
okay, cool.
37 more to go. So,
got you. Let's get to another interesting room right here. It's another interesting room, the tight end room. You know, we went out and drafted Michael Mayer, traded up in the second round to go get him, a guy that I think is going to be tight end 1 from day 1. Hooper's been up and down in preseason. He didn't really have a really good game for us this past weekend, but we know who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know who Austin Hooper is. He's 2-time Pro Bowler. He's been in the league. We know who he is. And then an interesting guy, right? We know that they like Jesper Horsted a lot. They brought him back on a 1-year deal. But Cole Fotheringham, the UDFA from last year, he's been balling, man. He looked pretty good. Him and Aiden kind of built that rapport. He looked really good against the Niners preseason, game 1. What do you have here? Do we keep 3? Do we somehow, some way finagle and keep 4? Like how do you call this room?
I got 3. And it's going to be interesting between Horsted and Fotheringham, who gets that 3rd spot. Right now, I got Horsted, but that the game against the Cowboys is going to kind of tell where we go. Now, if we see a lot of Horsted, you can look at it 2 ways. You can look at, okay, this is him kind of getting that dress rehearsal to try to get him a job when he gets cut, or you'd be like, okay, you're just still solidified number 3, and we're just rocking with you because we don't want to play our first 2. So it just depends on how you see it. But right now, I got Horsted, Fotheringham on the practice squad.
And Intel, I agree. We keep 3, protect 1 on the practice squad. I think Fotheringham will be the easiest call to protect on the practice squad. I'm hearing a lot of talk as well, you guys, and this is not coming from within the organization. This is the fan base and content creators and beat writers about maybe a shocker, maybe Hooper gets cut, right?
I can see that too.
Yeah, that can definitely be an option. Maybe they want to go young at the tight end spot. I think Hooper's like 28, 29 years old. Maybe they have 3 young guys, and Fotheringham, Horsted is still, I think he's about 26, right? 26, 27, somewhere around there. But me personally, I don't see that happening. I do not see that happening. It's an option, definitely. But I do believe that they keep Mayer as 1, Hooper is tight end 2, and I think that they keep Horsted around and they place Fotheringham on the practice squad. And they can protect him as well, you guys. Remember that we have a few protections that you can utilize week in and week out. You know what I'm saying? So I think Fotheringham gets pushed to the practice squad. He's still young. Let him develop a little bit. And I think maybe once Hooper's contract is up, maybe we look at Fotheringham as a future option as that tight end 2 or tight end 3. You know what I'm saying? So all right, we agree on that. 3 tight ends. And you had the same. Do you have Horsted or Fotheringham?
Horsted. I got Horsted number 3.
So we agree on that. So we definitely agree on that. This is a tricky room right here, you guys. Very tricky.
Yeah.
The whole line is where it gets really interesting right here. How many do you keep on the O-line, Big Mike?
I'm keeping 8 this time. They kept 8 last year. I think they keep 8 again. It's tough, man. It's tough because there's a lot of guys that are quality, and then you could also justify that they keep 9 here, but then you're kind of taking away from another position.
Yeah.
And I think that they pick based on versatility. So those 8 is really almost like 9 because you can swing them depending on where injury is. The backups. If somebody goes down and tackle, you can kind of move a guy over. Yeah. Put a guy in the starting spot. So Colton Miller, of course, Dylan Parham.
Yep.
Andre James.
Yep.
I got Greg Van Roten as our starting guard.
I agree right now
on the right side, and then Jermaine Illuminor at right tackle.
Okay.
I got Muti backing up. Dalton Wagner makes this team.
Let's go. I like that.
And then I got Thayer Mumford.
Okay.
So those are the 8 that I keep now. Grasu, McClendon Curtis, Alex Bars. Alex Bars is going to be the toughest one for me because we kind of need more guards, and that's kind of how you would justify a 9th guy.
Yeah.
But Bars hasn't showed enough to me, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's been kind of struggling. Even Muti, he hasn't really been doing great.
He struggled this past week.
Yeah. I think they haven't made a decision yet, to be honest with you. I think that this game is going to kind of decide. Even McClendon Curtis kind of has a chance, to be honest with you.
I got Curtis making the roster. I got Colton Miller at left tackle, clear cut. Parham is our guy at left guard. Andre James is center. I agree. I think Greg Van Roten at this point, the veteran leadership, that they got that dog in him. You could tell the way he talks. He got that dog in him. I think at this point he starts at right guard. Jermaine Illuminor definitely starts at right tackle. I know him and Mumford been kind of splitting reps at camp, but I just think that's Mumford's going to be the future. We keep Mumford, so that's 6. And then we got McClendon Curtis. I'm keeping him. That's 7. And then you look at Alex Bars. You look at Dalton Wagner. I think at this point they may want to try and just put Dalton Wagner on the practice squad and develop him. But man, me personally, man, you know what? I'm gonna be brave here. Alex Bars is cut. Dalton Wagner makes the roster.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I feel like that's gonna happen. That's gonna be the toughest cuts right there is the offensive line because it's a competition still to this day, and I think it's gonna come down to the final hour where we see who's gonna be picked, who's gonna be picked for that final 53. Is it gonna be a McClendon Curtis? Is it gonna be a Bars? Is it gonna be a Muti? Is it gonna be Dalton Wagner?
And you guys heard me. I didn't even say Moody. That's what's so crazy. I've been high on him this whole offseason. And the way he looked this past week and kind of hearing little things in camp, I got Moody not even making this roster. So and that's big because we're looking at 2 UDFAs that are taking 2 roster spots in Dalton Wagner and McClendon Curtis potentially.
Also keep this in mind. Now, Josh McDaniels said it in his press conference that Dalton Wagner and McClendon Curtis are like this. They're like a 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
So that might be a package deal. So if one makes the squad, the other probably follows, or vice versa. Probably both go to the practice squad. So, and that'll be the smart thing to do, to be honest, to develop them 2 together to be that solid, kind of hold it down on the right side down the line. When things they start, polishing up and get better. So,
hey Chuck, I agree too, bro. Like to see Moody look like that against Aaron Donald-less defensive line of the Rams, that to me that was a little you know what I mean? And I didn't like that at all, man. Like me personally, I do not have him making this roster. As crazy as it is, because I was really high on bringing him back this year, but I love that we have some young talent that we can develop. Like the future O-line already. You got Parham. Colton Miller's still fairly young. You know what I'm saying? But you got Andre James, a young guy. You got Dalton Wagner. You got all these young pups. McClendon Curtis. I love the future O-line. I love how this with Mumford as well. So I love it, man. Shout out to JT real quick. They're bulking up Renfro to 250 and put him at tight end. I read it somewhere. Oh, yeah, I just now wrote it. That's where I read it. Yo, salute to my dog JT, man, and salute to the damn GOAT, my brother Intel on $100 special, man. I appreciate you, bro. Yes, real talk, man. I'm gonna make sure when me and Big Mike get out to Vegas week 3 that I go buy my brother some drinks, man. Salute to my dog Intel, man. I appreciate you, brother. As always, shout out to my guy, the GOAT, my boy Intel. All right, let's keep this moving, man. We getting through this pretty quickly. And real quick, shout out to the chat too. Let's talk about the practice squad after this. Okay, I want to kind of see who makes this practice squad and so on and so forth. There's so many different rules and regulations now with that apply to the practice squad. We'll talk about that once we figure out the whole 53-man roster, you guys. So at this point, how many do we have, Mike? We got 8 O linemen. Go ahead.
Yeah, altogether we got 27. So
27.
We got 26 left for defense.
Okay.
So,
Now, last year I think we kept 4 defensive ends, right? 4 edge rushers. 4 or 5.
Yes, it was 4. It was 4.
Okay. Okay. So this year, me personally, I have us keeping 4. How many you got them keeping this year?
So it depends on, do you count Chandler Jones as an
Yes.
edge?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going 5. I'm picking 5.
Ooh, okay.
I'm going 5. I think
like
altogether the D linemen altogether are 11. And
Okay.
I think because the edge rushes are so strong,
Yeah.
and the interior is so weak this year, seems like that might be our weakest link on the defense. According to what happened last game. So Max Crosby, of course, Chandler Jones, Tyree Wilson. I got Malcolm Kuntz making this team, and I got Jordan Willis. So those are my 5.
I agree with everything you said. I don't know about Jordan Willis. And the thing is, I want to keep him. I love the idea of having him around as a rotational pass rusher. He can give you some special team snaps.
Yep.
He's a dog. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna be real, man. My guy Malcolm Kuntz has showed us some things these two games. Been hearing some good things from him at camp as well. Just a shocker because we went from talking about Adam Plant Jr., right? A guy that can potentially come in and steal that last spot. You know, at that edge rusher position. I'm gonna be real. I don't have Adam Plant at this point. He hasn't made enough noise for me. Man. You know what I mean? UDFA, I think that we can place him on the practice squad. And yes, Primos, I know that Kuntz is very suspect against the run. Definitely. He's been like that. You know what I mean? He had problems against the run at Buffalo, you know what I mean, at the collegiate level. And I think that's why, you know, he always had that pass rushing skill set, but that's why he dropped. I mean, because me personally, I had him as a 6th round guy. I guess, you know, Mayock had him as a 3rd round guy, but, you know, nothing against Mayock or whatever. But I got him as that 4th edge rusher as well. I got Max, Chandler, Tyree definitely, and then I have Malcolm Kuntz. I think we keep 4. I would love to keep Jordan Willis around, and he'll definitely find a job elsewhere. It's not that big. Yeah. I think, you know what I mean? But I think that we get rid of Jordan Willis. I think that we keep 4, and we use that extra man somewhere else. That's what I got. 4 edge rushers. So I got those 4 guys. And I think that Kuntz gets that last spot over Jordan Willis and Adam Plant Jr. Definitely. Okay, so you got 5 edge rushers, in which I would love to keep Jordan Willis. You can never have too many pass rushers. You can't. Yep. So I'm with you on that, but I just have a feeling they're going to keep 4. So you got 4. I mean, I got 4 right there. You got 5. So where are we at in terms of roster spots at this point? Do you know?
So that's 31 for me. So if you keep 32 for me, if you keep 4, that's 31 for me.
Okay, cool.
So altogether last year they kept 11 total defensive linemen.
Okay. So well, we'll get to defensive tackles. Let's get to, you know what? Let's just go to defensive tackles. It's cool. Well, we'll go to DTs right now. We'll keep it on the defensive line. So how many D linemen you got, and what guys are you running with?
So I'm running with Bilal Nichols, Jerry Tillery as our starters, Byron Jones, Neil Farrell.
Byron Young, right?
Yeah, Byron Jones. Byron Young, my bad. Byron Young. I don't know why I put Jones. Byron Young, Neil Farrell. Here's a surprise for you. John Jenkins makes his team.
Okay. I like that.
Squad.
I'm not against that.
That is it's a Brandon Bolden type of move.
Okay.
I think they value that type of, you know, veteran to kind of hold down the position, that room, kind of be that leader behind the scenes. Okay. And then that number 6 I got is Adam Butler.
Yes,
that's what I got.
Definitely. Byron Young, definitely 3rd round guy. He's going to make this roster. Neil Farrell will be here. Bilal Nichols. I got Tillery as well. I actually surprisingly had John Jacobs making this roster. Him and Adam Butler. Both those guys. Matthew Butler is out of here.
Yep.
2nd-year guy, hasn't really shown enough to me. Jade, I like the idea of him, our 7th round pick out of ASU. I would love for him to make this roster. I think he's reverted to the practice squad, and we kind of develop him a little bit. Yeah. You know what I mean? He didn't really show me enough this past preseason game against the Rams. And yeah, you know, Max and a lot of guys have spoken highly about him, in camp. But they did the same thing about Adam Plant, and it just hasn't translated yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I want to see that in real live football, you guys. I love Nesta. I love the idea of keeping him around, but I think that they want to sprinkle in these vets with these young guys. And I think that Adam Butler and John Jenkins, you know, are guys that, you know, have been in the league for a while. I think John Jenkins is like 35, 36 years old. You know what I'm saying? And Adam Butler has been balling. He's been balling for us.
Yeah,
definitely. So I got 10 defensive linemen. You got 11.
I got 11.
Okay, cool. But I would love to keep Nesta, you guys. This is not me saying that we're not going to. We didn't talk about Rochelle, but I don't have us keeping him at all.
No, he's going to find another spot quickly.
Yeah,
because he's been playing well too, but he's just it's not a fit right now. So he'll go somewhere else and hit a roster for sure, man.
But let me say this, you guys. In a perfect world, I have Nesta over John Jenkins. Okay. In a perfect world, I would love to have Nesta, the young guy, feistiness, for him to come in and beat out John Jenkins and be like that backup nose. You know what I'm saying? Like Neil Farrell's going to be that guy. They drafted him last year. They want him to be that dude that can be that nose tackle. I think that Nesta be that backup type behind Neil Farrell if he makes this roster. But I don't know yet, man. Everybody's saying that he won't clear waivers. I don't know. Has Nesta J put enough film out there to do some to do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I think he'll still be with us. And I mean, if he does stay with us, you'll see him eventually. I think we'll see him eventually playing down the line. He'll be he'll be on that 53 at some point. It's just initial. He's not going to be there.
Yeah, Chuck, I got 4 edge rushers and I have 6 DT. So I got 10 on the defensive line, and Mike has 11. He added an extra pass rusher, extra edge rusher in Jordan Willis.
Yep. So altogether, you got 37. I got 38.
Okay. So Primo said, okay, because he said 42 for me, and Big Mike has 43. I think a little off.
Yeah, he might be a little off.
Because we still got corners and we still got a linebacker. So I think you're a little bit off, Primos.
Yeah, because we got 5 linebackers. Well, I got 5 linebackers, 5 safeties, and 5 corners. So okay, that's 15 plus a 38. That's 53. So I think you might be a little off, Primos.
All right, so let's get to the linebacker position. This is a tricky room as well. We need as much depth as possible. It seemed as though last year we were kind of playing with just scraps at the linebacker position. Devon Diablo went down, and then we had a bunch of UDFAs out there, and Luke Masterson, Darian Butler got a few reps. Curtis Bolton was out there, and Curtis Bolton has looked pretty good for us in preseason, like real talk. But how many linebackers do you have making this roster?
I got 5. I got 5, and correct me if I'm wrong. Are you getting 6 on this one? Since I know you added 10.
I got 6.
And I see where you're going, because I was having problems. I wanted to keep 6, but 5 is where I'm at. I got Divine Diablo, Robert Spillane, Luke Masterson, Amari Burney, and Drake Thomas. Those are my 5. Okay,
I like that. I got Spillane, Amari Burney, Divine Diablo, Luke Masterson, Curtis Bolton, and Drake Thomas.
Yep, that's kind of where I was at too, because if I did keep 10 defensive linemen, then I was going to add 6 linebackers, and Curtis Bolton was going to be my number 6.
Yeah.
So we've been on the same page.
We've been thin, man. We've been very thin at the linebacker position. I just wanted to add that extra body just in case. And a lot of these guys also can play special teams. Drake Thomas, he had 10 tackles this past weekend, 7 solo, 3 assisted. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited about the potential that this linebacker room has, but I want to see all these guys out there. So I'm going to add that extra. I'm going to add that extra 6. Okay. You know what I mean? Let's get to the corner room.
Okay.
How many corners are you keeping, Big Mike?
I'm keeping 5.
Okay. I'm with you as well. So we're back on even playing field, I believe, right here.
Yeah. So we're both at 43 right now. So
okay.
So I got Marcus Peters, Jacorian Bennett, Nate Hobbs, David Long Jr., and Sam Webb. Those are my 5.
Ooh, so you got Duke Shelley not making the roster.
Oh, shoot. You know what? Take off Sam Webb and then add Duke Shelley.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of on the same boat with you. I got Jacorian Bennett, Marcus Peters. I got Duke Shelley making this team, even though he hasn't really shown too much. I'm going to be honest. I don't think David Long's going to make this roster. Had a pretty good play against the Rams. Pass breakup, blah, blah, blah. But he hasn't really, he's been hurt, missed a lot of training camp. So I got David Long missing out. I got Hobbs and I got Webb. Okay. Oh, wait. Tyler Hall. Hold on.
I was having trouble with that too, man. Trouble. So David Long, Sam Webb, and Tyler Hall. That's kind of that for that fifth spot. That's kind of where I'm at right now, man. And even like in real time right now, I'm debating with myself if I want to keep David Long Jr. To be honest with you, man.
See, so I think they love Webb. I think that they're going to choose Webb if need be. But I like Tyler Hall, man. That guy really came in last year and really helped that DB room, man. Like real talk. And they brought him back pretty quick in free agency. I think they gave him like $1 million instantly for 1 year on a 1 year deal. Brandon Faison, you guys, he did sign a deal. I don't know the severity of that injury and where he is. I don't like. I keep forgetting that we even have him around.
Yeah, same here. And so that fifth spot, it's going to be. It's a fifth spot. Whoever gets that spot is going to probably have to take a step back whenever Faison comes in. So
I don't have a Meek making it. I don't have David Long making it. Okay, so let me do this again because people are saying I'm kind of all over the place. Jacorian, Marcus Peters, Duke Shelley, Nate Hobbs, Tyler Hall, and potentially Webb.
So you're keeping 6.
I'm gonna go 6.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 6. Oh so shit! But
you only leave with 4 safeties at that point.
Damn, this year is tricky, man. And then and Brandon Faison, he signed a 2-year deal. So like you know what?
Do you count Faison to the 6? I mean to the 53 right now as we speak, or because is he going to be ready by the time the season starts? That's kind of what we have to also consider too.
Yeah. Damn, this is tricky because I may have to take Duke Shelley off this list. Like for real, like I don't want to do that, but they're high on Brandon Faison. They wanted another big body kind of corner.
Yeah,
man, it might be Jacorian, Marcus Peters, Nate Hobbs, Brandon Faison. Man, damn, I might have to put a pin in this one real quick.
Okay, we'll move on from that one. We'll go back to it last. We'll go back to it last.
Let's go back. So let's talk about the safety room real quick though.
And also, you got 6 linebackers, so also keep that in mind. You might have to.
Yeah, I might have to go back and double back and eliminate one of them.
Definitely.
My safety room, I did want to. Yeah, I'd keep 4. Keep 4.
Keep it 4.
Damn, but see, this is the thing, right? Because I know a lot of people want to keep Roger Teamer. He's a special teams ace.
That's why I got him in.
Yeah, a guy that can give you some safety, some safety reps. This sucks, man, because it's either Teamer or Palomau.
Yeah. Yep. That's kind of where I kept 5.
They're gonna pick Teamer over Palomau.
Yeah.
But me personally,
I kept 5. They kept 5 last year.
Okay. So you know what? I'm gonna double back to that linebacker position then. Cool. Merrick, Chris Smith, Marcus Epps, Roger Teamer, Palomau.
That's what I got. That's exactly what I got.
Okay, cool. So now I got to eliminate a linebacker, I believe, right? Or a corner.
Well, you still didn't solidify who you wanted the 5 at corner, whether you want 5 or 6. If you keep 6, then you got to take a linebacker out.
So I'll go Jacorian Bennett, Peters, Nate Hobbs, Brandon Faison. Fuck, man. I'll just go, damn, man. I guess I'll go Duke Shelley. I guess they put Webb back on the practice squad. Maybe David Long. Amik is out of here. Tyler Hall, though, bro. You know what? All right, no. I'm going to go back to the linebacker room. I'm going to get rid of a linebacker, and I'm going to keep a corner. Jacorian, Marcus Peters, Duke Shelley, Nate Hobbs, Brandon Faison, and I'm going to go Tyler Hall. 6.
Okay. I'm sticking with my 5, but I changed it up. Marcus Peters, Jacorian Bennett, Nate Hobbs, Faison, and Duke Shelley. Those are my 5.
Okay. So now we're back on the E. I got to get rid of one of those linebackers though.
Yeah, you did. So you gotta get rid of one linebacker. So
I'm gonna get rid of Curtis Bolton.
Yeah.
I love the idea of bringing him back, but me personally, I think Drake Thomas is going to be valuable to this defense. I don't want to get rid of him to keep a Curtis Bolton.
Yep.
So
I'm same page with you, bro. Same page. So yeah, that's the 53, bro. That's our 53. That's my 53.
Let me see. Faison could be cut, and we save $2.5 million and only take a 300. That's facts, though, Bubba. We definitely could cut him. I just don't see us. They were high on him. And from what I heard from a few people out there in Vegas, they really like Brandon Faison. They think that he's going to fit what Graham does. So I don't think that they're ready to get rid of him. You know what I mean?
Can I try to change your mind just a little bit?
Let's go.
So I feel like they said this before what they saw in Jacorian Bennett. Now, if Jacorian Bennett can do that plus more of what Faison does, now you're thinking, you're making an executive decision like, hey, let's save this $2.5 million, let Faison walk. I think that's kind of their mindset now, but maybe a month and a half ago, they weren't thinking the same way.
Yeah, that's true. So, what I could do is just get rid of Brandon Faison and just keep Sincere McCormick, the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? But that is a name to keep an eye on, because that last corner spot, Tyler Hall, Amik Robertson, Webb, Brandon Faison, that is a really good problem to have right there. That's a good problem to have, man. But I can definitely see them potentially releasing Brandon Faison depending on the severity of that injury. I didn't see any updates. I don't know what's going on with Brandon Faison at this point.
Yeah,
but
me neither.
Yeah, but Dan, you're right. Availability is the best ability. This is facts. Yep. Gio, I agree. They're high on Webb. They're high on another big body guy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I think Webb, damn, man. Look, I'm just going to stick with what I got, but I do believe, though, that's going to be a challenge right there, that last spot. Webb, Tyler Hall, Amik, and Brandon Faison. That's going to be a tricky room, like one right there. That's going to be really, really tricky. Shout out to the 600+ people in the building. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, man. Hit them thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button, man. Also, go subscribe to my brother Big Mike Raider on YouTube at Big Mike Raider. He's also going to upload this live on his channel as well, you guys. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys subscribe to my brother, man. Let me see. I want to know the chat real quick, man. Let me know, where did we go right? Where did we go wrong? All right. So you want to double back real quick and just kind of run over who we have?
Yeah.
Go. You go ahead first, and then I'll kind of.
Okay.
We're pretty much the same.
Yeah, basically the same. Quarterbacks, we got 3, one of which doesn't count against the 53. Jimmy G, Aiden O'Connell, Brian Hoyer, Josh Jacobs, Amir Abdullah, Zamir White, Brandon Bolden, and Jakob Johnson. We're keeping 5 this time. Wide receivers, we're keeping 6. Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, Hunter Renfrow, Trey Tucker, DeAndre Carter, and I picked Cam Sims. Graphk picked.
I want Cam Sims, but I think that this regime is going to take Philip Dorsett. But yes.
There you go. And tight ends, Michael Mayer, Austin Hooper, Jacob Horsted. Mm-hmm. We're pretty much status quo with that one.
Yeah.
We're both keeping 8 offensive linemen. Colton Miller, Dylan Parham, Andre James, Greg Van Roten, Jermaine Illuminor, Thayer Munford. I got Moody and Dalton Wagner as my 8.
So I took Curtis over Moody.
Okay.
So we have the same O-line, but I took McClendon Curtis over Moody.
And I kind of agree with you almost to a little bit because of Wagner and McClendon Curtis kind of being a package deal.
Yeah.
So kind of 50-50 agree with you, but I'm gonna stick with what I got.
It's all
good. Edge rushers, I got 5. You got 4. Max Crosby, Chandler Jones, Tyree Wilson, Malcolm Kuntz. You want Jordan Willis to walk. I'm keeping.
I got
Jordan
4.
Willis.
You got 5. You added Jordan Willis to your edge rusher room.
Yep. Bilal Nichols, Jerry Tillery, Byron Young, Neil Farrell, John Jenkins, and Adam Butler for our 6.
Okay. Yeah, and I agree with you on that. The one thing that I'm definitely looking at though is Nesta Jade this weekend. I'm keeping a close eye on him. If he can go out there and perform well, I think that they want him to take that spot. You know what I mean? They drafted him in the 7th round. He's young, ASU, Antonio Pierce guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? This was a once highly touted like college player, like went to Miami, you know, ended up going to ASU because he had some problems over there. This is a guy, man, that I think that they really want to develop and take that next step. That's going to be a tricky one right there between John Jenkins and Nesta Jade. I'm watching Nesta Jade very close this coming weekend because I want to see him perform well and take that spot. But I agree with you up to this point. Definitely.
Linebackers, we both decided with 5. I think it's pretty much standard there. Diablo, Spillane, Masterson, Bernie, and Thomas. Safeties, Epps, Merrick, Smith, Polamalu, and Teamer. So we're both going with 5. And then you said you were going to pick 6, right? Or did you say 6 corners? Or did you say 5?
I think I went 5.
Okay. So I got Marcus Peters, Jacorian Bennett, Nate Hobbs, Faison, and Shelley.
So, damn it. So I took 5 linebackers so I can take
6 corners.
6 corners. Because you added Jordan Willis, so I still have one more slot. So I basically that last spot I got Brandon Faison, Nate Hobbs, Jacorian Bennett, Marcus Peters, Duke Shelley, and then I think that last spot was pretty much between Tyler Hall, Webb, and Amit, right? Somewhere around there. It's hard for me to go against Tyler Hall, man. I like him. I think that they go Webb, but I would go Tyler Hall. I'm gonna stick with Tyler Hall. Okay.
So yeah, that's the 53, man. Corner is gonna be the one we watch the closest what they keep. What did we say? John Jenkins, Nesta Jade. That's gonna be something that we watch. That offensive line, McClendon Curtis, pretty much the guards. We're gonna be watching closely, and that's pretty much gonna be the big battles right there. And then that number 6 receiver.
Yeah, definitely.
So those are the ones that we need to watch out for.
That corner room space is tough. That linebacker room is tough, but I don't think it's really any tougher than that. The 3 positions, the O-line, that's just tough, man. There's a lot of talent on that O-line. That corner room is very tough in that wide receiver room. That last receiver, that can mean a lot to this roster coming down to the wire. If we're on a playoff push, man, you got to be as deep as possible. These past few seasons, we've taken some L's at the wide receiver position. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, but I'm keeping a close eye on those 3 groups. Hug, we kind of are all over the place. See, what the thing was, I didn't want to write down. My thing is I like to have fun. I like to kind of just go off the top with this. I knew Mike, we hit each other up. He was going to have his 53 man. I wanted to kind of pinpoint where he had and then kind of base mine around that. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to just do it the regular standard way. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to kind of just pick my brother's brain and then go off of that because we pretty much had the same thing. I just had a couple different, and let's just keep it. We could be off a few guys. And 85, we both had Dalton Wagner making this roster. We both do. And I surprisingly had Moody not making this roster. Alex Barr's not making the roster. And who else was there? There was someone else, I believe. We have Greg Van Rotten starting at the right guard.
Yep.
It's going to be tricky, man. It's going to be tricky. Yeah, freestyle to 53, man. That's how you do it, Clint. That's how you do it, man.
Yep. And even I've changed mine in real time, too. Like, I mean, I changed my corners up. So it's fluid. It's super
Some people saying that Luke Masterson might get cut. I wouldn't be surprised. They like Curtis Bolton. So, maybe it comes down to Luke and Drake Thomas. You know what I mean? I don't know. We shall see. It's going to get really, really tricky, man. It definitely is. Moody and Bars are the same person with a different face. Maul, you stupid, bro. Yo, so, all right. You want to break down how does this practice squad, for those who have no idea how this thing works, how many do we keep on the practice? They change. There's so many different rules.
Yeah, you know what? It's hard for me.
Let me bring this shit up.
Yeah, I think it's like 16 or some crazy number. I don't know. But then it's like you can reserve a couple that can go out to waivers or whatever. So, but but I don't know the exact rules, man.
I want to see because they change it so damn much.
Yeah.
Let me see. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. All right. NFL practice squads, everything you need to know. All right. Let me see. I'm going to read this real fast. All right. Practice squads play a crucial role in the NFL. They serve as a support system for the main team during practice sessions and help the coaching staff with game preparation. We know all that. It's funny that they're actually showing the Raiders on here, and this isn't even the Raiders. All right, eligibility criteria. In 2023, practice squads are made up of several types of players. Number one, players play without an accrued season of NFL experience. An accrued season is gained by being on a team's roster, injured reserve, or physically unable to perform list for 6 or more games during the season. 2, free agent players. These are players who have accrued seasons in the NFL but still retain eligibility for the practice squad due to certain restrictions. There are some limitations to participating in the practice squad. For instance, a player cannot sign with another practice squad while still on their current one. Also, a practice squad player may not sign a contract with their team's next opponent after 4 p.m. Eastern, 6 days before the game or 10 days preceding in bye weeks. As for the financial aspect, practice squad players make $11,500 per week, totaling $207,000 for 18 weeks. Although this pay is considerably lower than the other players on the 53-man roster, it still offers a decent salary for those looking to break into the league. Team structure and player limit, size, and reshuffling. The NFL's practice squad serves as a developmental and reserve pool for teams to draw from throughout the season. It has undergone changes in recent years, and this is why it gets tricky because every year it seems so different. Yeah. With the number of players on the squad expanding. In 2014, the limit was increased from 8 to 10, and in 2020, it further increased to 16 players. We all know why. The pandemic hit. A lot of rules were shuffled around and all that. Teams can shuffle their practice squads as necessary, such as promoting players to the 53-man active roster or releasing them in order to accommodate new signings. The practice squad is especially important when injuries or rotational changes occur, as players can be called up from the squad to fill in crucial roles. All right, let me see. I want to see if they kind of hit on where it is. However, if a player is signed by another team, that player must be directly added to the other team's active 53-man roster. I don't think that really changed. They cannot be assigned to the other team's practice squad. Additionally, it is possible for a team to sign a player off of another team's practice squad and place them on the active roster, provided that the player is released from their current contract. I'm trying to see. Not really giving us an idea of. Yeah, that's pretty much all they're really providing on the practice squad, man.
Yeah, that's confusing. But if I had to,
here it goes. Here it goes. Real quick. My bad, Big Mike. Recent changes and impact. In recent years, the NFL practice squad has undergone some significant changes that have impacted its size, rules, and player eligibility. Initially, the practice squad was limited to just 5 players, which expanded to 10 in 2014. By 2020, the limit was increased to 12. And in 2022, it's reached its current size of players, 16. This increase in practice squad size has allowed teams greater flexibility in managing their rosters, particularly during the ongoing pandemic. The larger squad sizes provide more opportunities for aspiring NFL players to stay involved with the team, own their skills, and remain prepared for when a chance to join the main roster arises. So, and this article, shout out to Stadium Guide, was written a few months back. So I'm assuming we keep 16. Yeah, I'm assuming we keep around 16, and then I know they have some veteran rules and all kind of other shit. We'll see. We'll see in the next few weeks what the hell is going on. Actually, the next week or so, what's going on. But
it's time next week.
Yeah, it's crazy. Graphk and Big Mike, this year depth is interesting. They got to keep Nesta J. Severa and also Drake Thomas. I would love to keep Jade. I'm telling you, Elias, I would love to keep him, but he needs to have a big game this upcoming week.
Yep.
These two. Let me ask you, Big Mike, real quick, man. What are some guys you're looking at this weekend, like Nesta Jade? Guys that are definitely fighting for a roster spot that need to have a big game this upcoming week against the Cowboys.
Man, I mean, you just said it. That final 5-6 corner. Sam Webb, Tyler Hall, Meek. Those are guys that need to have a big game, and I'm really going to be keeping a close eye on them three. Bryce Cosby, Azizi Hearn, they're gone. I don't think they might not even see time. They're probably going to get cut at some point anyway. But those three, Jaquan Johnson, I don't see him sticking around either.
Safety, but really a special teams guy that we brought over from Buffalo. Yeah.
So those three are kind of what I'm watching it on the defensive side, and Curtis Bolton as well.
Yeah, and Raider for life. Yes, you get 3 protections. 3 protections. Rube, I seen the Cordell Patterson might be a surprise cut. I don't see that happening at all. Atlanta's going to run the ball a lot. They did draft a young pup, out of Texas. It's going to be a dog and probably a top 5 running back in no time in Bijan Robinson. But I don't see them getting rid of Cordell Patterson. I think that they're going to have that committee. They're going to be really, really, smart about the way they run their young guy in year one. I don't think Cordell Patterson goes anywhere. I think that he's going to be that guy. Jade, definitely watching him.
Yep.
The chat kind of woke me up a little bit too, man. We may be overvaluing Luke Masterson. I like his game. He showed up, last year for us, and when we had no one out there pretty much left at linebacker, I'm keeping an eye on him. I'm definitely keeping an eye on him. Luke Masterson, Jay Severa, Cam Sims. I wonder if we see Philip Dorsett out there this upcoming week. Maybe that's a battle for that last spot between him and Cam Sims. I hope that Cam wins that spot. I do. And Philip Dorsett's such a good guy. I really want to see him around as well. I just don't know, wrong side of 30, but he is a Patriot guy. So I do think that they keep him around. But I'm looking at Cam Sims. He had that big touchdown for us in the red zone. Him and Aiden kind of built that little rapport. I like that. That was a great play. But we need to see more from him. We need to see more. You know what I mean? What's some other guys, man? Look, Palomal had a pick 6. He did, but I still think that he needs to continue to build on that momentum. There's no promises with Palomal yet. He's a guy that was a UDFA last year because he had a down season with USC the year prior. And I think he has to have a big game for us. I haven't making his roster, definitely, but you just never know, man. I don't know. I don't. This is going to be a very interesting last preseason game. And then, like we talked about, the John Jenkins, Adam Plant. What's going on with Adam Plant? Is Jordan Willis going to be that 5th edge rusher? Or are we going to keep 5? You know what I'm saying? Is Adam Plant going to beat out Malcolm Kuntz? There's a lot of questions that need answers this upcoming week. And like I said at the beginning of the show, you guys, some guys are winners in training camp. Adam Plant, we're hearing about these guys balling, right? And then they're kind of no-shows in preseason. Yep. I don't know where this regime's heads are in terms of, well, they've been looking really good in training camp. We're going to keep them around. They haven't looked too well in preseason. We'll develop. I don't know where they are in terms of that. You know what I'm saying? Different strokes for different folks, man. You know what I'm saying?
It goes the other way around too. I mean, somebody who's been delivering in a game, but not necessarily showing what they like to see in practice. Dalton Wagner. We didn't hear nothing about him until he showed out against the 49ers and he played decent against the Rams. So, that might be another guy that they might just be like, all right, you're going to the practice squad. You still need some polishing. So,
and he's also a guy that is only going to play for you at right tackle. You know what I'm saying? Like Mumford is a guy, he's going to make this roster, but he can kick around if need be, played some left tackle at Ohio State, can play guard. They value versatility on that O-line. Carmen Brasillo, that's the reason why Alex Bars is around. That's why I think he may make this roster. We may be underselling him a little bit. They like a guy that's kind of like that utility Swiss knife, Swiss Army knife type guy.
Right.
Alex Bars can kind of move around that O-line. We may keep him. So we may be off a few guys, but this is going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting. Salute to Clint, man. Docs, you know what? It is actually 53-man roster this year or 55. They've been allowing more players to make rosters. It's so confusing at this point, Clint, right? It is. We've covered this team for a while, and we've watched the NFL forever. Even us, podcasters, guys that do this every day, It's so confusing sometimes, man. I even talk to guys in the NFL. I've talked to a few agents that have no idea how this shit works. Like it's just every year it's just a change. Yeah, man, it's confusing, man. Let me see. Let's get a few comments in, you guys. You got a little bit more time, Mike?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Salute to the 500 plus people in the building, man. Get some comments in, you guys. Let us know what you think. Shout out to Dan. They're going to keep Nasty Nesta and cut slow-mo Jenkins. And I hope so, Dan. I hope so. I do. I hope so. But, Jenkins was a guy that was contemplating retirement. You know what I'm saying? Like, wasn't even going to – Raiders brought him in last minute. He had a sack on the first play of the game against the Niners, didn't he? Wasn't it John?
Was it him? Was it him?
It was that had that first. I could have swore it was him.
Yeah.
But Adam Butler got his later.
Yeah, it may have been Jenkins.
Yeah, so man, I don't know, man. But in a perfect world, we keep Nasty over John Jenkins, definitely. Envy, what do you mean? What's up with Chandler Jones, brother? He's healthy. He's ready to go. You'll see him playing some outside linebacker this year. He thinned down. He looks like he's in the best shape of his life. I'm excited about him. I'm excited. Hey, I agree, V. I agree. That's another one that we talked about that's going to be interesting. Fotheringham, a guy that he can block too. Cole Fotheringham can block. You know what I'm saying? And we know, Josh likes his blocking tight ends. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Horsted is kind of in terms of blocking. He's kind of like that receiving option at the tight end spot. That's why that third spot, it's not safe. We can't just say Horsted is going to take that spot.
That's true. That's something to watch. Those Horsted, Fotheringham, that's the one to watch.
Yeah, definitely, man. Let me see. John says, if Plant doesn't make the 53, they will be we may protect him. They may value him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, we've heard great things about him from the coaching staff, from everybody, but we're just going based off of what we've watched these past 2 weeks in preseason, you guys. He's kind of just been a disappearing act. And that's no shade to Adam Plant. Shout out to our guy, friend of the show. He's been on the show. We've been texting. He's actually supposed to come back on the show, but he's just been really busy trying to make a roster. You know what I'm saying? But he needs to have a big game this upcoming week. He needs to have a big game. I want to see him get to the quarterback. Our young pup, our Nigerian guy that came over from the international portal. You know what I mean? Like he got him a sack. I want to see Adam Plant get to the quarterback. Get to the quarterback once or twice this weekend, man. Yeah. Shout out to Q. I think Jenkins stays and we cut. You mean Adam Butler? Oh, Matthew Butler. Okay, but then Q. So who are all your guys that you're keeping on the defense? I think we kept John Jenkins and we moved on from Matthew Butler. Me and Mike did.
Yep.
So who are your guys that you're keeping, Q? Let me know in the comment section. Let me see. Shout out to Cardo, man. Shout out to Big Mike for hosting. Sincerely, isn't yours, Graphk. You motherfucker, you. Shout out to Cardo, man. Shout out to John, my brother, man. Who are you both watching most against them boys? I think we kind of touched on it a little bit. You want to give three guys real quick, Big Mike, that you're watching closely. And it doesn't have to be guys that are fringe guys, just three guys that you're keeping a close eye on.
I want to see Nesta J. Silvera. I want to see what he's going to do against that. This is the best roster. This Cowboys team we're playing is the best roster we played in the preseason. From top to bottom, we're not going to see their starting O-line, but we're going to see solid backups at O-line. And I want to see Jay Silvera go against those number twos and see, how he fares, because to me, what I've seen from him is that he hasn't really brought a motor that I'm looking for at that position. And that's what's going to be important. So Silvera, I'm looking at the corner position. I'm looking at Webb, and I'm looking at Tyler Hall. Those are the two I'm looking at a corner. So defense is what I'm looking at closely, because the spotlight's on him this year. So that's what I'm looking at.
I'll name three different people. We talked about the defense. I'm definitely watching Nesta J, and I'm definitely watching that last corner spot. You were saying Hall and Webb. I'm definitely watching Dalton Wagner. I'm watching McClendon Curtis, and I'm watching Ayo. I'm watching Ayo. Look. Yeah. Ain't no count on, man, just because I'm excited about having that guy in the building. You know what I mean? So I want to see what he does this upcoming weekend as well. I think we kind of know who he is in terms of playing against backups, and he's still going to be playing against some backups. Don't get me wrong. But I want to see him continue that success that he's had those first 2 games. And hearing really good things from him out of camp. I just want to watch. I want to see him continue to grow and get better and really clearly win that QB2 spot. I think he did already, but I want him to clearly say, I am QB2 right now. And if Jimmy G goes down, I am the guy to come in and take over this team. You know what I mean? So I'm watching Ayo, watching Wagner, and watching Curtis McClendon or McClendon Curtis. Yep. And it'd be easy for me to say Sincere McCormick, you guys, because but I want to see Zeus too. I want to see that room. You know what I mean? Like I want to see what is Sincere and Zeus going to do with this last bit of time, before week 1. What are they going to do? I see a lot of people mentioning Wilkerson. I think he's not going to make this roster. You know what I'm saying? I don't see in any way, shape, or form he makes this roster at all. We're too deep at the wide receiver position. I get that he's more of a New England guy as well, but I don't think Wilkerson makes this roster at all. Definitely not. Hey, Hug, I'm not giving up on Sincere. I'm not. Okie, I seen that. I seen it. I know what you're gonna say. And it's funny. Did you see yesterday what Trayvon Diggs hit like on yesterday? On Twitter? No,
I didn't see that.
I can't show it because we'll get demonetized and they'll probably take the channel down. But there's a porn star, right? On Twitter, and she posted a picture of her, right? Hey, for those, if there's any kids in the building right now, y'all might want to get out of here real quick. She posted a picture of her naked, with a strap on, and she put, "Hit like if you would suck this." He hit like on it. The same day that Stephon Diggs came out and said that he wanted to leave, both Diggs brothers came out yesterday, you guys. They both came out. They both went out. They both went out, you guys. They both went out.
Big day for the Diggs family.
Yeah. Big day for the Diggs family, man. Big day, man. You guys both came out. You both doing your thing. Salute to you guys.
Congratulations.
They both went out. One once out of Buffalo and one once out of the closet, man. Salute to Trayvon Diggs and Stephon Diggs. You guys are hilarious. Shout out to Augie, man. I appreciate you for becoming a member of the chest. Too early for this shit.
Right.
Salute to Augie, man. If you guys want to become a member of the channel, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It's one of the best ways to support the channel. I salute you guys so much, man. Shout out to AB, man. Welcome to the membership family, brother. Yeah, big day for the Diggs family, Chuck. It's crazy. It's dirty work out here in these streets. Dirty work. He actually really hit like on a picture that clearly stated hit like if you was disgusting work in these streets. And I sent it to my boy Q. Shout out to my dog Q. He's a diehard Cowboys fan. My boy out here, a good friend of mine. And he said, fuck. He's like, damn, just you could tell it's like, damn, Cowboys and Raider week, and they're gonna do this. It's like, come on, man. Like he gave me some ammunition to use against my dog. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, Diggs, you wilding out here in these streets, man. Definitely, man. Leo says a meek to the practice squad. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can see that, man. I can see that. I say keep 2 QBs. Tupac, the thing is this, bro, you can keep 3 because this the new Brock Purdy rule where you can keep 1 and it doesn't take up a roster spot. You know what I'm saying? So Brian Hoyer is going to be the Brandon Bolden of the quarterback room. Yep. You know what I mean? Primos, I'm trying to stay away from fantasy football this year, man. I really am. I got so much that I want to focus on with the brand and Shieldmore and OakLosVegas Planet Raiders. I don't really have any time for it. My guys, my blackout family, they're trying to talk me into it. I know I kind of was playing around with them in the chat, but I don't think I'm going to join any fantasy football, to be honest. I'm trying to stay away from it, man. I need to focus this year. And the focus is to take this brand to the next level. Playing fantasy football, man, I'm too competitive. I'm going to be literally on my phone every 2 seconds, taking people in and out of my roster. It's very tough, man. So I don't think I'm going to do it this year, Primos. Let me see. I'd rather have Maul, not me, bro. Not me. Not I. No. I get that Garbers is younger. I get that he may have more potential. But I'm keeping clipboard Hoyer around over Chase Garbers. I just don't think that Chase offers anything to that quarterback room at all. Yeah. You know what I mean? I watched him at Cal, being from Northern California. He just, I don't see it. Let me see. Is Planet Raiders going to do a surprise cuts from every rock? Now that's an interesting one right there, Rube, because we're right now. We did this whole hour and 10-minute live without even talking about other cuts from other teams and potentially them taking a few roster spots from us as well. Do you think we look at the scrap heap and say, oh shit, like you think there's gonna be some guys that we're gonna bring in from other teams? I mean, it happens every year, right? I mean,
yeah, particularly in that D tackle position, I think that's something to definitely look at, because to me it just seems like we got a bunch of guys that can't get the job done right now. And I'm just going off the first game.
Yeah,
it's hard to make an assumption on off of one game, but we're definitely going to be trying to pick off the scrap heap.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely going to be some guys. It said Jonathan Taylor's out there. No, he's not. SinCal. This is the thing, you guys. Me and Big Mike talked about this yesterday. Maybe we were texting. We're like, listen to this shit in the bug quick. The thing is this: Josh Jacobs is looking for money. Jonathan Taylor's looking for money. Now Jonathan Taylor is looking for a trade to go get the money. We're not trying to pay Josh Jacobs the money. So at the end of the day, how do you get Jonathan Taylor? It just,
right. It just doesn't make sense.
Both franchises are clearly not trying to pay the running back position. So there's no even swap. There's no none of it. So it just doesn't make any sense. Shout out to my dog, Ghost Sniper, man. Appreciate you, brother. Always supporting what we do over here at Oak Las Vegas, man. I appreciate you, brother, so much. If you guys want to become a member, hit the link. It's pinned up top. One of the best ways to support what we do over here. Shout out to my dog, Leo, man. Do you think any surprise cut in the linebacker room? I thought maybe we're talking about it a little bit, Leo, in terms of maybe Luke Masterson. But at this point, is that a surprise cut? He's a UDFA last year. Kind of looked okay for us. And, even though that room was terrible last year, I don't really think there's any surprise cuts in that linebacker room. I think Spillane and Divine Diablo would be the only guys that would be surprised, and they're clearly making this roster. You know what I mean?
No,
so I don't. Yeah, and Bernie's a 6th-round guy. I would be shocked if he didn't make this roster, but I think there's only 2 guys that are clear-cut guys in that linebacker room, and it's Spillane and Divine Diablo. You know what I mean? Salute to my dog, Ghost Sniper, man. 17 months rocking, man. I appreciate you, brother. Let me see. I don't know how StreamYard does that shit. It's hella weird, bro. How they do became a member and then you're a member for 17. It's hella weird how YouTube and StreamYard do it. Let me see. Shout out to my dog Raider Rudy in the building, man. My sister Yvette ordered me an OakLosVegas tea. Hopefully comes in before the game this weekend. Salute to you and your sister, man. If you guys want to go support, go to OakLosVegas.com. Go grab some drip. I got some new stuff up on the page, man. Go on the website. Go grab some stuff. Salute to you, Rube. Ruby, my dog, man. Rude always hits me up in a DM on IG. Salute to you and your family, brother. For real. Dan, I agree. Masterson's definitely good in special teams. A lot of these guys, man. Shit, Drake Thomas might be that guy that is like a special teams war daddy. You know what I mean? Right. So let me see. Why Jacorian Bennett didn't play Black Smile? There was no reason that, I think the Niners didn't look his way in that first game. I think they already know what we have in Jacorian Bennett. I think they're like, there's no reason to kind of put him out there.
Yep.
I think, preserve the young fella. That could potentially be your corner one of the future. You know what I mean? So I think they're just preserving him for week 1. Let me see. This is a good question. I'm going to ask you, Mike. Do you see Tyree getting any reps against the Cowboys?
No. I don't think he should. I don't think he's ready. No, we won't see him till week 1. And I mean, let him get the practices in, let him get his reps, at practice and things like that, and he'll be ready to go by week 1. I don't want to see him against the Cowboys. Yeah,
they're going to be patient with him, Rich. I agree with Big Mike. I see Max kind of working on him with his technique and trying to get him ready to go for, live reps. I agree. I think they're going to hold out, wait till week 1, and we'll see him kind of as a rotational pass rusher, at the beginning of the season, just to kind of see what we have with them. They're going to be patient with him, you know what I mean? But you'll definitely see him week 1. I think they're going to hold off on this last Cowboys game as well. Shout out to Ghost Sniper. That's an interesting show. Y'all should do a 53 all Raider team. I like that.
Oh, yeah, that's fire.
That would be fun. Maybe we'll do like a Shieldmore a night show, man. Ghost and break down a 53. That'd be great. Each position.
Man, that'd be crazy. Yeah, I'm down for that. That's dope. Yeah, that's dope.
We might have to do that, Ghost. We might have to do that. Shout out to my dog on the $2 donation. Shout out to my boy Leo, man. Member for 21 months. Salute to my guy. Late into the convo. Strong safety, free safety will be interesting. Facts plus tax. And I think we both had us keeping 5, right?
Yep, 5 altogether. Yep.
Yeah. So we had Merrick, Epps, Roderick Teamer, Palamau, and Chris Smith.
Yep.
It's gonna be very interesting. Very interesting. Let me see. Do you think that in a sneaky way they can try and label Palamau a linebacker?
I can see him doing that if they wanted to keep another safety.
Yeah.
And the one that I can see, who would you keep? Like Jaquan Johnson? Because he's
special teams guy, man.
Special teams guy.
Yeah, and he's pretty good. He's a pretty good special teams guy. That could be a sneaky name to keep an eye on because I think they definitely this regime definitely wants to have a great special teams side of things. So and you need that. I could definitely see them kind of labeling him as a linebacker and keeping Jaquan Johnson on the roster. Maybe.
Yep, because you can. Most of the time, if you put Palamau in like in a regular game, he's going to be a box safety anyway, right?
Yeah.
So you want to put him. He could be a box safety / third linebacker kind of deal in a 4-3 / nickel look.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's possible. I can see him doing that.
Shout out to my dog JT. He's been a member of the channel for 23 years, and we've only been around. We've only been around for 3. Did you know the Raiders are 3rd in the NFL with the amount of vowels on their team roster? Wait, what? JT, what are you talking about, bro? Salute to my dog. Hey, did you see last night too that they posted that now we have the longest winning streak in preseason right now? I think we're like
That's
at 6.
right.
Baltimore finally lost yesterday to the Commander. I think they had like a 22, 23 game win streak in preseason. That should let you guys know right there alone that preseason doesn't really matter, you guys. Baltimore won like 23 games in a row, and they haven't won a championship in many moons. You know what I'm saying? So, preseason is kind of hit or miss. It's like, we went undefeated this preseason. Great. Like you kind of just want to see what your reserves can do and kind of what your depth, can do. But we got to evaluate preseason for what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I don't know if you noticed this. It was the Broncos and Niners game last week. They scored a touchdown to make it 20-18, the 49ers. And then Ayuk comes on the field celebrating a touchdown, but he's on the sideline. He's in like street clothes, and he gets flagged. So they're going for 2 on like the 17-yard line. Coaches, everybody's laughing. If that happened in a regular season game, man, imagine how sick everybody would be, bro.
Bro, preseason is a weird time of the year.
Yeah,
it definitely is. Even watching, no overtime. Who was it the other day? Was it Cleveland and somebody that played? And then not going in OT. It's a weird time of the year to watch football. That's why I cannot wait till week 1 when this shit truly matters. Right. Shout out to Ernie. Yes, bro. We are doing a show tonight. Me and Hammer, 8:00 Eastern, 5:00 Pacific. We're doing our phone call show, our weekly segment. So you guys make sure to get your questions together. Call in. Let's have some fun tonight. Definitely, man. Salute to our brother Hammer as well. Shout out to SinCal. Graphk, did you see that segment on The Herd where Colin Cowherd is saying that the Raiders check a lot of boxes and are gonna surprise some people? Definitely. And I'm not really a big fan of him, but he's right. And we've been
saying stuff. Yeah, he's only saying stuff that we've been saying all season.
Yeah, like we check a lot of boxes. We've said that. Star edge rusher, potentially a few of them. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't have too many edge rushers. You got Tyree, you got Max, you got Chandler. Star receiver, Devontae Adams. If you can have a competent quarterback, if Jimmy G can hold up. We've been saying this all year, all off season. Like, you know what I mean? Some of these guys, I feel like they just watch our shit and be like, oh yeah, let's just regurgitate it. like we've been saying this forever. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Cardo, man. The Diggs brothers started fantasy football early. Pause.
No.
Shout out to Ricardo B. Salute to our dog on the $5 donation. Yeah, man. What else you got going on, man? Big Mike, let everybody know where they can follow you at, bro, and let them know what you got going on right now.
Yes, you can find me like Graphk said, Big Mike Raider. You do a search on that. First thing that pops up, only thing that pops up. Make sure when you get there, you like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. We got a little bit over 1,200 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 2,000 by the end of the season. So, yeah, I need you guys' help with that one. Make sure you guys do that.
We're definitely going to get there. And if you guys want to check out some of Big Mike's articles as well, he definitely is a great writer. Go over to Planet Raiders. Check out his work. Bro got some shit, man. Make sure you guys go over to planetraiders.com and check out our stuff. Rule, me and Mike agreed. We don't think Tyree gets any reps this week. We think they will hold off until the regular season. Let me see. I'll get a couple more questions in before we get out of here. Ferris, I don't think that Brandon Bolden needs to prove himself. He's a veteran. He's been proven to be a Josh McDaniels guy. He does play. He's a very good special teams player. And at this point, if you have him as like that 5th, potential 6th emergency running back, I'm cool with that. The only problem I have with him is he's getting paid too much to do it. That's it. Right. That's it. Right. If he was getting paid $1 million this season, I'd be happy. I think he's getting damn near like $3 million or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're overpaying him for what he does. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, I have no problem with Brandon Bolden still being on the roster, but it's the money aspect of things. You know what I'm saying? And we know what he can do. But if he takes one of those spots from Britton Brown, which Britton is hurt and hasn't been playing, I get it. Or like takes it from Sincere McCormick, that sucks, man, because the running back position is getting younger and younger by the year. You know what I'm saying? I want to see these young guys. I want to see fresh legs out there. Like Brandon Bolden's not going to be a guy that could potentially get you 20, 30 carries if need be. You know what I mean? I want to see a young guy like Sincere McCormick out there get as many reps as possible if Josh isn't out there. You know what I'm saying? So I hate to watch these vets. Don't get me wrong. Respect to them, man. Prolong your career as long as you can. I love it. But I hate to see them take potential reps away from young guys. You know what I mean? Because the running back position is year in and year out, it's getting younger. These guys don't want to pay aging running backs. You see this. They just get rid of them, shuffle in a rookie, keep them on a rookie contract, get rid of them, draft another replacement. It happens every year. I just hate to see these guys taking reps about, you know what I mean, from young guys. Salute to JT, man. You guys think it's strange that they put the preseason at the beginning of the year? Man, I gotta lay off these mushrooms, dog. Salute to JT, bro. He is tweaking early in the morning, man. Salute to my dog JT as well. You're not supposed to mix the shrooms with the tight pies, bro. Your life matters. With that being said, you guys kind of beat this to shit. Our 53-man roster, I know we're kind of all over the place. Next year, no, we know what? I'm gonna do it the same we did it this year. Next year, oh yeah. I hate to just have like a share our screen and just have our lists up. Like, let's have some fun. Let's debate it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not just throw them up and say this is what I have, because you see what happened. Big Mike even changed a few. I had to change a few. You know, it happens. You know what I'm saying? Like,
here's the thing: if you want to hold us accountable, how about you guys get the paper out and do it yourselves?
Hey, there you go. Facts. You know what I'm saying? But
just saying, man.
It's always fun to actually say it in live, you know, like in live timing, because then we can kind of debate and say, you know what, you're right. You're right. I'm wrong. You're right. Let's switch it up a little bit. Right. I have fun with this, man. Shout out to my dog, Big Mike, man, for coming on to Coffee and Convo with me, man. I salute you, my brother. Thank you so much for being a part of this show. You guys, once again, on the way out, subscribe to my brother, Big Mike Raider, at Big Mike Raider on YouTube. Also, check out his work on planetraiders.com. We're definitely going to be busy over there at the website. With that being said, on the way out, you guys, make sure you wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, man. We will be live tonight on my channel and Hammer's channel doing our phone call show. Make sure you guys call in, get your questions together so we could definitely talk that shit. With that being said, that content. You already know what time it is. We out. One.